But let's jump into reviews. We got 2 reviews for you today, so let's get going.
All right. First game we're going to review is WarioWare Smooth Moves
Smooth Moves
for the Wii.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't you discuss the pros? And then we'll
All right.
keep my mouth shut.
All right. We do have differing opinions on this game. Actually, both of these games. The pros of this game was, one, that it's really funny, especially the moves, especially the parts where it explains how you do the mini games.
True.
Those are very funny. It's
Give me
very
that.
memorable. It's very quirky.
Isn't it? But it don't. Go ahead. It's not that. I mean, it's funny. It's like funny, but it's not.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's funny and quirky, and I actually laughed a lot during playing this game, and it's a great use of the Wii controller.
It's wonderful use of the Wii controller. Best way to use the Wiimote so far on the Nintendo Wii.
So, now let's move on to cons.
I wanted to remind you that's the only thing we really have positive about the game are like 2 things.
Okay.
It's a wonderful experience. Now let's move on to the cons.
All right.
The cons were that it was really, really short. Honestly, we were playing through it the night we got it, and within an hour and a half, we'd already beaten through the majority of the single-player mode. There were a few things left unlocked, but we'd beaten all the single-player levels.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been, honestly, literally less than 2 hours. And then it gets old really quickly. And it's true. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain because I feel bad. Like, I didn't give the game enough chance. But, you know, after about 4 or 5 hours of gameplay, at the max, I felt like I had done anything. Everything there was to do in the game. It's a really hard question because you wonder yourself, experience-wise, when it comes to the overall package, the music, the humor, the controls, you know, the character the game has, the overall package, the game is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's the best use of the Wii Remote you'll find. Wario is a wonderful character in the game. Each character has flavor, humor. I mean, they're individual characters. You have like 9 Volt. You got Jimmy T. Individual characters you laugh at. You think are great characters. The mini games are hilarious. Each mini game feels like a different game. It makes sense. It was one thing I was worried about, you know, because if they did the games wrong, they could have messed the whole thing up.
Yeah.
The games were all done right. The games were perfect, each and every mini game. However, how good can that make a game? At a certain point, when is it like, wow, this game doesn't have enough meat and potatoes to be a good game? And that was my problem with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's
because you were a big fan of it, Dylan. Honestly, you loved the game.
Honestly, I like the game, but I will admit that it's much better as a portable game than a full console game.
That's not the point. And I heard Tom argue about this. Tom's a big fan of the whole keep Wario on the portables, and I understand that. But that doesn't give him an excuse to not deliver on the regular game. They could do things, change the series up. It's the same thing it's been since the first Game Boy game, the Game Boy Advance game that came out. There's very little change in the series there.
Okay.
It's the same thing, it's just on the Wii. It uses the Wii controller. They need to add a meat and potatoes. They need to do something. They didn't do it. It's the same game. They could have taken that Game Boy game, put it on there, and changed the controls up, and it would be the same thing. The graphics look a hell of a lot better, but that's it. Would you... I mean...
I agree. Well, I mean, the main thing is that it's a game that's just fun when you just have like 10 minutes, half an hour that you just want to play a game and just pick up and play it.
10 minutes.
I give you 10 minutes.
But another thing with friends, I was really excited to play with my friends. Yeah. The multiplayer totally failed.
Yes, the multiplayer definitely needed to be fixed because you were just passing the controller.
No, that wasn't even the problem. It just here's my problem with multiplayer. I had my hopes up because I thought, you know what? I knew the game was short going in. Everyone knows that when they get WarioWare, they're not getting the 50 hours Zelda experience. That's a given. I accept that when I paid the $50. My problem is that I was really expecting a multiplayer blast, and it's up to your taste. If you're a WarioWare fan, you'll love this game. For me, WarioWare is a game that I've played before, but it was something I was really looking into. I hadn't played a whole lot of it, but I was so psyched on multiplayer, so psyched, and we played it. And the problem was, you don't even unlock the multiplayer until after one character is beaten the single player game.
Yeah.
So we kind of played through, one person had beaten the single player game, and the other people kind of watched. So then we played multiplayer, and one person was really good at everything. And other people lost. It was so imbalanced. So everyone has to have played it for hours before. I mean, because some of the games, it doesn't give you an instruction. Just tosses it to you. Unless you've played the game before, you don't know what's going on. Kind of just threw you in there. And honestly, the multiplayer it just seemed very unbalanced to me. Yeah. But some of the modes are fun. There was the 2 people jumping up and down. That was hilarious. And
yeah.
the humor, it was a great experience. It was an absolutely wonderful experience, one of the best experiences you'll have on the Wii. But it's how long that experience lasts, and it only lasts about 5 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And that's where, like we've thought, when this game eventually will be a budget title.
Yeah.
In fact, hell, this should be bundled in with the Wii tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's an amazing way for Nintendo. If you have your Wii and you have friends who doubt the Wii's capabilities or doubt what the Wii does, show them this game. It'll answer any question they have as to what is fun, what is gaming, what is the Nintendo difference. Definitely. However, if you're a single-player gamer, you play only by yourself in a one-player environment, your friends over once in a while, it's not the game for you.
Yeah.
But if you're a WarioWare fan, there are people who are huge WarioWare fans. We have Will on our staff who does reviewing and stuff. Dillon here. They're WarioWare fans, and I understand that. The game is a WarioWare game, and compared to other WarioWare games, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
If you're into WarioWare and you're into the setting records and stuff like that, it's amazing. Check it out. But other than that, I have a hard time for the single-player gamers, the ones who are trying to justify the Wii being the hardcore gamer system. It's hard to do that. Hard to do it. What do we give it?
Well, all in all, comprised all the scores, it's around 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
My suggestion is that right now, if you're really excited, really want to play it,
if you really want
rent it,
rent and see what you think.
And when the price drops, buy it. It's definitely worth it once the price drops.
Yeah,
I think.
If you're a WarioWare,
if you're a
huge WarioWare fan, you might think the $50 is no problem. But I guess I just wasn't. That was my problem. Yeah. So that's our WarioWare review. Kind of kept this a little shorter.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, we got another game to review.
Yeah, I mean, WarioWare. I don't know. You were really into it for a while, and maybe your opinions changed. I guess I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's move